Kit 1 was a spy briefcase. Included in this kit was the monitor, the Raspberry Pi, the webcam, keyboard, and mouse. She will also receive a detailed instruction guide on how to put the hardware together. Once she puts it together, the software included that we created on Scratch is where she will make her secret agent profile, as well as learn how to take a photo of herself. As well as the instructions is also included the story, the first chapter of this story, which will lead on to the further chapters in the further kits. This first chapter is the introduction on how the president's daughter got kidnapped and why this young woman was chosen to save her. Once she finishes her project, she can carry around this case in a discreet briefcase that says the Slingshot logo on the outside, but only she will know that behind the logo lies her secret agent profile number. Kit 1 team. To begin, we have Kawar. Kawar was the software developer who created the Scratch program that was used to create the secret agent profile as well as the photo for the profile. Jeff, Yaya, and Joe were the hardware development team. They created the actual hardware pieces for the kit as well as made sure everything was running smoothly. Nikki, who was the documentation engineer, created the instruction guide as well as provided photos to make it easier to put the kit together. I was the project manager who oversaw and aided all the members, as well as wrote the first chapter for the kit. Key takeaways for the capstone. This class is not like any ordinary class. As Shri mentioned, there's no textbooks, there's no quizzes, there's really no syllabus to it. You're honestly just thrown in a group, creating a project that you're going to work on for the entire semester. The professors are obviously there, and they guided us, and they helped us come to where we are today. But it's honestly all of the students coming together, sharing the responsibility, and working together to make what we have today, our kits. This class opens you up to new technologies you may have never had the chance to work with before. I've never heard of a Raspberry Pi till coming to Capstone. Then I had to learn how to connect it to a monitor and upload software to it, and there's so many different things that you can do with it. One of the biggest challenges that we faced in the Capstone was creating a project that was simplistic enough for young women who may not have had as much technological exposure as we have, but challenging enough to keep them engaged and wanting to continue on. This is definitely something that was new to us, and we had to kind of get in the minds of middle school age children to kind of understand what they would like. Also, one of the biggest takeaways from this class was time management and learning to meet deadlines. There's a lot happening in this class, and there's no syllabus to follow. You're honestly setting deadlines for yourself, and everyone's relying on one another to make sure this project comes together. Personally speaking, when I went to my job interview, of which I received a full-time offer for, they asked me what was the biggest thing I learned from the IT program here at Rutgers, and I mentioned Capstone. I talked about how I was very hands-on, and they were very impressed by the fact of everything that I learned is something they'll never learn from a textbook or taking a quiz.
Kit 2 is a spy car. The spy car can move front, back, left, and right, and this is achieved through a Raspberry Pi Zero, which is mounted on the top. So, we were very pleased with how this kit came out. It taught them the skills that we really wanted them to learn, while also being fun and being cost-effective, so it didn't cost too much either, which was a hard thing for us to balance all at the same time. Now I would like to talk to you about people who made this kit possible. First, I would like to mention Eric, our project manager, who was very closely involved in all aspects of this project, and he also programmed the car that you see here today. Next is myself. I am the story writer, so I worked very closely with the team to make sure that this car could actually be like a tangible gadget that someone could see themselves using in the story. Next, we have Thomas and Jeff, who are our hardware engineers. They were closely involved with the hardware aspects, and they helped price out our kit to make sure that it was a reasonable cost. And lastly, we have Deval, who is our package engineer. He designed the box so that our product could be shipped safely to our consumers so they can enjoy it. Now I would like to talk to you about some of our key takeaways. The first one, just like the other team mentioned, is time management. It cannot be said enough. You can never know what goes wrong, and if you don't have a good timeline, if you don't know when things are due, it's very difficult to recover and get everything done by the time you need to get it done. So in a way, time management is like a backup plan. It's so you know where to go next in case anything happens and to make sure everything gets done on time. Next, I would like to talk about coordinating the story and the technical aspects. It was not a problem that we originally had thought about, but as we kept changing the car and changing the ideas, we constantly kept having to change the story. And I think that speaks for how with this class, you just never know what you might encounter or what problems that you might face. And sometimes you just have to take the challenge and really roll with it and have fun and be creative to see what happens next. And next I would like to talk about the story itself. It was really important for us to use family inclusive language in the story because the girl is the main character. We really want her to feel like this is her story, that she could see herself doing this. And we didn't want language to really take away from that at all. So that was a really important thing for us, and I think it really goes to show how technology doesn't exist in a vacuum. Technology has real social implications, and we really wanted to be mindful of that as we went through the story. And the last point is taking initiative. So in this project, it's as much individual-based as it is team-based. So your team is really relying on you to get what you said you would get done. And then you come together as a team and you really see, okay, this is great, we need to redo this. Okay, these are our next steps we'll do forward.
About 10 people, and we had 20 students in the course. So that means we had 5 people working on Kit 1 and then 5 people on Kit 2. But we realized we needed to change this when the Kit deadlines were not being met. So we were getting no work closed and things weren't getting done, so we had to actually break off the business team. You actually can't do business without a product, so that's something that we learned. And roles are always changing, so we're always flexible wherever we are needed the most.
Learn to take criticism. I can't tell you how many times I thought I had a golden idea, when in reality it was an unpolished gem. Communicate with your team, collaborate, be flexible, and I can guarantee you your idea will be better for it.
So being able to rely on each other. We only meet once a week mandatorily on Fridays, but we've met numerous times outside of class. And we know that we have to sacrifice our free time in order to get things done. Like, for example, yesterday, I know it's Game of Thrones, right? But we had to sacrifice that in order to, rehearse and practice. So I'm just blessed to have such a great group to work with. So thank you, guys.
And finally, recognizing the strengths of the team. We had a lot of talented people on this team, and it was important as the leads to recognize what everyone was good at and combine that with what everyone wanted to do. We didn't want to take them from one team and put them into the other if they were going to be genuinely upset about it. But if we thought they were going to be better as a web developer than as an asset on the Kit team, we pushed that idea, and it was important to make sure that everyone was happy, but mesh both of those ideas together. And that's one of the main challenges, but something that you'll learn. If you do take the capstone course, I highly encourage it. We've all had a blast working together. So finally, just thank you to our entire team.